The executive boardroom, usually a place of power and deals, felt like a hospital waiting room that afternoon. Outside, rain streaked down the floor-to-ceiling windows, casting gray shadows across the polished table. At the head sat Mr. Grant, the man the business world called the Ice Titan. But now his hands shook as he gripped the arm of the leather chair. His daughter, Emma, just 8 years old, curled up in a corner of the couch, eyes distant, clutching the sleeve of her sweater. "She hasn't spoken a word since—" He paused, fighting the lump in his throat. "Since her mother died." His voice cracked, something his employees had never heard before. Around the table sat therapists, child psychologists, and speech specialists, people flown in at staggering cost. They exchanged helpless looks. "If you teach her to speak again," he finally said, his voice breaking into something almost like a sob, "I'll give you everything. Money, property, anything you want." From the far corner of the room came the faint sound of a mop bucket wheel squeaking. No one paid attention. No one except the janitor, Daniel, who paused mid-swipe. His gaze drifted to the girl, and his eyes softened. It was the following morning, early before most employees arrived. The lobby was quiet except for the faint hum of fluorescent lights. Daniel, dressed in his faded blue coveralls, saw Emma sitting alone on the couch, swinging her legs slightly. He didn't greet her with loud cheer or nervous questions. Instead, he sat down on the floor a few feet away, placing a small, worn wooden bird on the carpet between them. The little figure was smoothed by years of touch, its paint faded but still bright in places. "I made this when I was your age," Daniel said quietly, letting his voice be calm and unthreatening. "When I was scared, I'd tell it my secrets. It never told on me." Emma tilted her head, her eyes darting between him and the bird. She didn't speak, but she didn't look away. Over the next few days, Daniel didn't try to coax words out of her. He'd sit nearby while mopping, humming soft lullabies, or leave little doodles of birds and flowers for her to find. He'd sometimes accidentally drop the bird and let her catch it. Bit by bit, the stiffness in her shoulders eased. Her eyes began to follow him when he moved. And once, just once, he saw the ghost of a smile. It was 2 weeks later. The CEO had almost forgotten about the janitor's quiet presence. He was too consumed by meetings with specialists who kept bringing the same result: no progress. That evening, the building was almost empty. Mr. Grant returned unexpectedly after a dinner meeting to grab some documents. As he stepped off the elevator, he froze. From the lobby came the sound of humming, a soft tune, familiar. It was the lullaby his late wife used to sing to Emma. Mr. Grant rounded the corner and saw Daniel sitting cross-legged on the floor, the wooden bird between him and Emma. She was holding it carefully in her hands, staring at it like it was the most precious thing in the world. Daniel whispered, "The bird is listening. Do you want to tell it something today?" For a long moment there was silence. Then, in a voice so small it barely reached his ears, Emma said, Daddy." The wooden bird slipped from her fingers as she turned toward the man standing frozen in the doorway. Mr. Grant's breath caught. His legs felt weak. In 2 strides, he knelt and wrapped his arms around her, tears streaming freely. When he finally looked up at Daniel, his voice was hoarse but steady. You've done what no one else could." He reached for his pen and checkbook, then stopped. "No, money's too small for this. From this day forward, you work for me directly. Name anything, salary, house, anything, and it's yours." Daniel shook his head, smiling faintly. "I just wanted her to have her voice back." Mr. Grant didn't argue, but deep inside he knew. He owed this janitor more than the world could ever repay.